you gonna do roll call or not?
That's tech, so
No.
we'll just ask Dave to go through.
Morning, everyone.
We're good.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the November 23rd meeting of the Ulster County Transportation Council's Technical Advisory Committee. Hope everyone is in good health and looking forward to the holidays. I know I am. And so with that, we'll start. Call to order. Dave, rather than everybody introduce themselves, could you just run through who's on the line so everybody knows who's here?
Of course. All right. So we have Sandra Jobson, Amy McKenzie, Chris Kate, Chris Hannett, Ed Pine, Greg Krupp, Herb Litz, Mike Baden, Peter Cristiano, Shelley Johnston, Vernon Benjamin, and then I have a dial-in number ending in 8458.
You could identify yourself, please. 8458.
I believe they're muted, but let's see here.
Okay. Appreciate it. If 8458 could identify themselves, we'd appreciate it.
Do they
Okay.
have to press *6 to unmute themselves?
Thanks, Greg. I was trying to remember what it was.
Lizzie Philip.
We
No.
got
Hi,
Lizzie
Lizzie.
Phillips.
Hi, Lizzie.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Got it?
And
Hello?
Kristen Wilson just joined.
Hello?
And hi, Lizzie.
Hi. I'm on phone. Yeah.
And Fred Mastriani just joined as well.
Well, again, good morning, everyone. We'll start with the agenda items, if we don't mind. I have a call for citizens' comments. Are there any citizens' comments? Hearing none. Approval of the July 27th, 2021 Technical Committee meeting summary. Can I have a motion for discussion purposes?
So move, Mike Baden.
Thank you, Mr. Baden. I appreciate you identifying yourself. Do I have a second?
Greg Krupp, second.
Thank you, Greg. Much appreciated. So I have a motion and second. Any discussion? To make this simple, are there any opposed to the minutes being adopted? Any abstentions?
On that proposal,
Hearing none, the minutes are adopted. So carried. Thank you. Communications and announcements, Brian?
Just a few very brief announcements. The metropolitan planning organizations statewide have been participating.
Hold on, sorry, Brian. If anybody who's not talking, if they could please mute themselves, I'd appreciate it.
Thank you. We participated in assisting New York State DOT with review of the Transportation Alternative Program project submittals. That has been completed. I would expect an announcement probably to come maybe in early 2022 regarding those awards. So our recommendations were submitted to, essentially they go to the region, then they go up to central office for final awards. The federal raise grants
I'm going
were,
to back you up. Can you just explain the two projects that were submitted from Ulster County?
sure, there were
Thank you.
2 projects submitted from Ulster County. The Ulster County Planning Department, meaning Dennis, prepared an application for the Ulster and Delaware Railroad corridor in High Mount to be converted into a rail trail. That was a $5 million project proposal, 2.5 mile length from essentially the entrance to Bel Air down to the Bel Air day use area. So that's 2.5 miles, 2 bridges and the double horseshoe curve. And that was a $5 million project proposal. The other proposal came from the town of New Paltz for excuse me, rehabilitation of the bridge carrying the Wallkill Valley Rail Trail over the Wallkill River, right near Springtown Road. I think everyone's familiar with that structure. It's a pretty iconic structure. That bridge is in need of repairs, and I believe the total project cost was just over $1.2 million for that project. Those were the 2 proposals originating from Ulster County. So
Thanks, Brian.
wish them well. I mentioned briefly the announcement for federal raise grants. These are major project proposals. I think the minimum request would be $5 million. Those awards were announced. No awards in our region, unfortunately. I know the city of Kingston did prepare an application. So I think it would make sense for applicants, if interested in applying again, to review the projects that were awarded and to see if there's any indication or tips that you can get from those awards. Bridge New York, still have not heard anything on Bridge New York. I would hope we would hear it shortly after Thanksgiving, which has traditionally been the time when those announcements are coming out. Those are all the communications and announcements I can think of at this time.
Thanks, Brian. Any communications, announcements from any council members? Now's your time. Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. And today's policy committee is devoted to transit in terms of actions. Item A on the new business is a draft UCTC resolution 2021-11. It's the appointment of the apportionment, of the Federal Transit Administration's American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. And it's section 5307, 5340 formula funds attributable to the Kingston urbanized area. I have a motion for discussion purposes.
Mike Baden, so moved.
Thank you, Mr. Baden. Do I have a second?
Greg Krupp.
Thanks, Greg. Much appreciated. I have a motion and a second. Brian, discussion?
As indicated in the project, or rather the resolution title, these are American Rescue Plan funds. So it's essentially a special allocation through the American Rescue Plan. And they're funds attributable to the Kingston urbanized area. If you draw your attention to attachment 1 on page 3, the Kingston urbanized area by formula is set to receive just over $1.3 million in funds. There is one designated recipient in Ulster County, and that is the County of Ulster, operating Ulster County area transit, and therefore they are set to receive 100% of the share. It's my understanding that there's no local requirement to match these funds.
No, they're 100%.
They're 100% federal funds, which is great news.
So 1.3 million, and I would say that the TMA, which is Orange, Ulster, and Dutchess combined, has a similar funding source. The state of New York, the state of New Jersey, and the state of Connecticut were involved in some negotiations about how those funds would be used because it's tied up in the New York City metropolitan area. The governor did announce that they've come to a conclusion. So there is at the TMA level about $66 million what was made available under the second version of the CARES Act. The American Rescue, it wasn't American Rescue Plan funds. Yeah, it was American Rescue Plan funds. So those monies should be moving towards essentially becoming in front of the council in terms of what that apportionment would be between the 3 designated recipients in those counties, as well as MTA. So I have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion from council members?
Dennis, a question I know with most of the ARPA money, half has already been received. Is that the case with this, that the funding has already been received?
No, these are grants, FTA grants. These are not regular ARPA monies. These are FTA grant monies. So the applications have to go into the FTA and be approved.
Okay, thank you.
Are there specific aspects of the grant application that we're pursuing?
Right now, it's an apportionment of funds. I'm not sure how it's going to be used. We'll look at, they will take a look at that. I suspect that this is probably for
5307 funds.
it's 5307 funds, so it can be used for operating, administration, or preventive maintenance, or capital. So within those areas. So this is just an allocation of funds at this time.
Thank you.
Anything else? To make things easy, any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, so carried. Thank you.
Hurrah.
Who's that? Okay. Item B, draft resolution 2021-12. It's amendment to the UCTC fiscal year 2020-2024 Transportation Improvement Program. Tip, add new Ucat project pins 8TU009 and 8TU010010. Have a motion for discussion purposes. Did everybody have coffee this morning or what? What's going on here?
So move, Mike Baden.
Thank you, Mr. Baden. I have a motion from Mr. Baden. Do I have a second?
Vernon.
Thank you, Vernon. Much appreciated. So I have a motion and a second. Discussion, Brian.
UCTC tip amendment procedures require a full amendment to be drawn when we add or remove a project from the UCTC tip. These are two new additions to the tip, therefore it requires technical committee approval, 15-day public notice and comment, and then final policy committee approval before these pins can be added to our tip. The source of funds were essentially approved under UCTC Resolution 2021-6. These are awards that Ucat applied for through the Mid-Hudson Valley Transportation Management Area. They were unallocated carryover funds that the TMA reserves for future transit purposes in the TMA. Many of you, I'm sure, will recall the approval of Resolution 6 that detailed those awards at that time. We did not do the tip amendment at that time because we were still awaiting further project details from the project sponsor, which is Ulster County Area Transit. Those details are now shown here in attachment 1 of the resolution. Their project proposal included 2 separate components. One is, the first component is funding for architectural and engineering design services to design a new Ucat bus storage facility. The UCTC did a preliminary analysis and study for this proposal. We did a site selection analysis and identified a parcel on Golden Hill and the basic parameters that would be necessary to accommodate an expanded Ucat fleet. So based on that study, they submitted this proposal for essentially taking the next step and doing detailed design. Total project cost is $1.2 million for design services. The second component is the purchase of 3 battery electric buses and associated charging infrastructure. These would be 3 additional electric buses to be purchased for the Ucat fleet at a total cost of $3.75 million. Those are the 2 project pins, separate pins shown in attachment 1.
Any questions? Any additional comments? Hearing none, I have a motion and second. Make things easy. Is there any opposed? Any abstentions?
Excuse me, I had a comment, I had a question, I was muted. What's the time frame on this?
Well, we don't have Ucat staff here to answer on the buses. I can tell you this regarding bus infrastructure. Ucat is scheduled to receive its first 3 fully electric vehicles later in December. And the charging infrastructure is being brought online around that same time. So these buses probably would be ordered, I think at the earliest next year, would you guess, if we had to guess?
Yeah, that's what we're shooting for on the tip. The tip would schedule these into next year in 2023 for the next 3 buses.
And yeah, there's typically a what is it, like a 12 to 18-month
Yeah.
turnaround, because the buses are manufactured according to order. Then regarding the design of the facility, I would like to assist, of course, Ucat has lost their director, Sajid Ahmed, has gone on to work for the district attorney's office, and they're currently being assisted by an interim director, Tony Rozier. So I think it's safe to say that they have their hands full at this point in time. However, I think UCTC can play a role in helping to draft a scope of work for the design of the new facility. So I would like to assist them with that project and begin to move sometime around April of 2022 in the procurement process, drafting a scope of work, getting an RFP, and going through potential proposals that we would receive.
And that's what's scheduled on the tip, Vernon. So it would begin in April of this year, the process of design. And we would anticipate that construction would be sometime in 2024.
Thank you. It's a new era.
It's a new era. And part of the reason for that bus garage is to handle the electric fleet as the county electrifies. The goal for the county is to electrify its entire fleet by 2030, or at least a major portion of its fleet by 2030. And in order to do that, most of its current fleet, more than half of its current fleet is stored outside right now. And so we need a place to essentially charge them and move them inside. And that's why we did the initial feasibility study for the garage. Do I have a motion and a second? Any additional discussion?
Yeah, Greg Krupp, I had a question. I don't know if I missed this, but is there money for construction of the bus storage facility yet or no?
We anticipate that there will be, Greg. We're looking at the allocations that I just mentioned right now, which is the 66 million that's coming into the TMA area. And then there's more money behind that. And then there's a new Infrastructure Jobs Act. So we're anticipating that we will be able to obtain that money, and the county's committed to that facility moving forward. So the short answer is yes.
Great, thank you.
Any additional comments? Hearing none, make this easy. Any opposed? Any abstentions? So carried. Thank you. So other old business, you want to do that now?
Yeah, sure.
So we're going to put up a slideshow that was just released to the highway superintendents this morning by Ron Epstein from NISDOT. We don't have all the context behind the slide, but we wanted to give you a sense of what's in the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, otherwise known as the IIJA. So we're going to let Brian run through this relatively quickly because we don't have the context. We wanted to give the council a sense of what's out there. This is a little bit more detail about the Jobs Act than we've seen in the past from NACO and others. So we thought the council would be interested in this. It gives you a sense of dollars, also gives you a sense of priorities and programs.
Sure. Next slide, Dave. So thank you, Dennis, and let's also thank New York State DOT Ron Epstein for providing this overview. We received an overview on Friday, we being the Association of Metropolitan Planning Organizations in New York State, and Ron was participating on that call. And as Dennis said, this was just presented this morning, so it's very hot off the presses. The total Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act was $1.2 trillion. This is what is referred to as the infrastructure bill. Just half of that is for surface transportation, $567.5 billion. It's really hard to get a sense of the scale of these numbers. I'll tell you that right now. I have to keep counting the zeros in all the figures to make sure I have them straight. And you'll note that when we say transportation, we're talking about highway and bridge, transit, safety projects, rail, airports, and multimodal projects. Go ahead to the next slide, Dave. So this is a good overview of what the funds mean in comparison to previous years. It's let's see, total highway, all the different programs and the guaranteed appropriation, general fund subject to appropriation. Go to the next slide. So New York State wins. Guaranteed funding, new bridge formula. We're going to go over in the slides ahead some of the new programs and existing programs. Head to the next slide, Dave. This is the slide I was looking for because it gives a good comparison between the previous FAST Act and this act. So we're looking at a 42.9% increase in funding over the course of, this is a 5-year total from what we saw in the previous FAST Act. So it's a very significant increase in funding apportionments to New York State. And then here's the total share of the full bill by program. And we're going to go through each of these programs now in detail. Go ahead, Dave. Thanks. So as I mentioned, it provides a 5-year fully funded Surface Transportation Reauthorization Act. So for the next 5 years, we have a funded program. Prioritizes formula-based funding, increases flexibility, improves the project development process, one federal decision. I'd like to learn more about that, but this, I believe, continues to put forward a previous priority of cutting through red tape and approval of federal transportation funds. And it does add construction materials in addition to manufactured projects for Buy America. The Buy America components included a requirement that a certain proportion of steel and other components used in these projects needed to be American made. I believe it adds now it exempts cement materials, aggregates, and bonding agents and additives. Go on to the next slide. Thank you, Dave. Highway Title Bridge Initiative. So 351 billion over a 5-year period, 307 billion apportioned directly to states. Bridge Initiative, 40 billion, transit, safety. Go ahead to the next slide, National High. Okay, good. So these are the program highlights. These are the traditional programs that we're very familiar with at NPOs, along with a few new programs. And I think they'll be a useful, provide some useful insight. The National Highway Performance Program, which is a very important program for New York State, adds new eligibility for projects, including resiliency projects. And resiliency is a recurring theme throughout this bill, which is now law. Allows up to 15% of program to be used for protective features on designs, designed to reduce risk of recurring damage. So again, highlights the importance of planning for a resilient transportation system. The Surface Transportation Block Grant Program, the STBGP program, is another important program for New York State. We have a number of projects in Ulster County funded through this program. Expands eligibility for EV charging facilities, vehicle to grid, and wildlife crossing infrastructure. So again, new project eligibility under an existing program, and projects that facilitate installation and deployment of intelligent transportation systems, and again, adds the opportunity for resilience projects. It's still important to note, and in the presentation we received from Mr. Epstein on Friday, one comment that he made that really stuck with me was that this, while it's an important law and it's significant funding, it is no panacea for New York State, as Ron had said. The needs of the existing transportation system in New York State are great. We have a significant backlog of bridges and paving projects that need to take place. Therefore, while we're adding new eligibility for new projects, the needs of the existing system are still going to be a major priority of New York State DOT going forward. And congestion mitigation and air quality improvement program does not directly impact Ulster County. So let's go to the next slide. New program, carbon reduction program. This is a new program, formula-based program to states for projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The way these formula-based programs work is that New York State will now receive an allocation statewide, and it will be up to the State Department of Transportation to determine how those funds will be distributed throughout the state. It's also important to note that a lot of the rules and regs for this law have not been drafted at this point in time. So we don't know exactly how those funds are going to be distributed or exactly what proportion they're going to be distributed to the regions. But there's a lot of activities that are included under the CRP program, funds for transit, technology improvements, signalization improvements, coordination of signals to reduce idling times, EV charging stations, truck stop electrification, and it requires states in consultation with the NPO to develop a carbon reduction strategy. Of course, New York State is miles ahead of many of the other states in the country in the development of those strategies. So we look forward to participate in that consultation process. Promoting resilient opportunities for transformative, efficient, and cost-saving transportation. The PROTECT program, another great acronym. There's a lot of new acronyms we're used to. This is a program committed completely to resiliency projects. So it provides formula-based discretionary grant program to fund resilience improvements. And I want to note the importance of the planning projects that Ulster County is conducting right now. We're engaged in a resiliency study to identify potential projects within Ulster County that would be eligible, we hope, for funding through these new sources. So eligible activities include community resilience evacuation and at-risk coastal projects. Next, active transportation infrastructure investment program. This is a new program that will provide grants to construct and provide safe and connected active facilities. That generally means non-motorized transportation and an active transportation network or spine. This is a really exciting opportunity. Again, we don't have very many details at this point in time, but it could really provide some great opportunities for Ulster County, considering where we're at in terms of the development of our non-motorized system and network. Electric vehicle charging program provides formula funds for the strategic deployment of EV recharging infrastructure. Next slide, Dave. Transportation Alternatives Plan. This is the return of this program with additional funding. Having participated in the review of applications from Region 8, this is a very popular source of funding. Many communities have been applying for funds simply to maintain or upgrade their sidewalk system. It speaks to a great need throughout the region to address aging pedestrian facilities. Can also provide funds for a host of other types of non-motorized alternative transportation facilities. And it does include a new requirement that we're MPOs in areas of over 200,000 population, which is UCTC, shall give priority to projects that support high need areas. This will be low income, transit dependent, or rural areas, or what we generally refer to as our environmental justice areas. So this potentially could mean a significant funding and opportunity, competitive opportunity for places like Kingston or Allenville or New Paltz. Highway Safety Improvement Program continues. That's an existing program, authorizes construction of leading pedestrian intervals. That's a signal technology feature, to update traffic control devices for bicyclists and pedestrians. This is a feature that I believe the Broadway corridor is probably the only corridor in Ulster County that will include this type of technology. Once I think we see its deployment on Broadway and people, motorists and users of the system become familiar with it, I think we're going to see, we would like to see it being deployed more widely throughout the region. So this would potentially provide an opportunity to do that. And the National Highway Freight Program expands highway miles the state may designate as critical rural freight. And it increases funds that can be used for multimodal projects. This is more of a statewide and regional initiative that the MPO is currently participating with the TMA in developing a freight plan at this time. So we hope to identify potential projects here. Go ahead to the next state. Wildlife crossing safety pilot program, railway highway crossings, broadens the use of funds to reduce pedestrian trespass, fatalities, and injuries, increases at-grade closure incentive, emergency relief funds, 100% federal share for temporary permanent repairs, and the bridge program. There's been a significant increase in funding for bridges, especially off-system rural bridges. And for the first time, it will include funding for the rehabilitation replacement of culverts. Typically, culverts have not been eligible for federal funds. So I think towns should be very interested in that. I've seen a few questions come in through the chat. Kristen, this presentation was provided to us this morning. I'm not necessarily authorized to share it, but please talk to me if you would like more information on it. I can certainly address it later until we get that authorization. I can reference it until we get that authorization. And regarding the rollout, no, we have no further information than what's included here regarding the rollout schedule. But I mean, the rollout is now, and the tip is being updated next year. So we don't know how these formula programs will be rolled out, what the schedule will be. We can anticipate within probably the next 2 years. So just trying to wrap these up, nationally significant freight and highway projects. These are the major awards for regionally significant infrastructure improvement programs, usually in the range of $5 to $10 to $15 million. So there are a variety of large scale programs that are being continued, and some new ones as well. SMART program, strengthening mobility and revolutionizing transportation. Smart city or community technologies and systems in a variety of communities to improve transportation efficiency and safety. I would assume that this could include micro-mobility implementation, trucking emissions at ports, and then again, culvert removal, replacement, and restoration, $5 billion over 5 years for culvert projects, which also includes improving restoration of fish passage, which is great news. Again, I think Ulster County will be in a good position to apply for those types of funding sources. The PROTECT program, promoting resilient operations for transformative, efficient, and cost-saving transportation. It's really trying to drink from the fire hose to a certain extent. These are programs that we have been hoping and wishing for quite a while now, and here they are. So we're happy to see them included in the final bill. And reconnecting communities pilot. This is another program area that essentially involves the removal of interstate system components, where those interstate systems have disproportionately impacted communities of color or communities in general. We've seen in the city of Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, and Albany, how their beltways and interstate systems have had impacts, and they have used funding like this to essentially remove components and repair those neighborhoods based on the impacts that were made from the system in the 50s and 60s. There is potential, I think, in the city of Kingston to explore the use of these funds. Bridges, charging and fueling infrastructure, congestion relief.
They're competitive, though. These are competitive, not formula-based.
Right, competitive programs. And these final two, I think they're the final two, again, are competitive programs that I'm happy to see were included. They will include, now, in addition to the Transportation Alternatives Program, we now have the Healthy Streets Program to mitigate urban heat islands, improve air quality, and reduce the extent of impervious surfaces. So the environmental impacts of transportation infrastructure can utilize this funding source. Typically, these types of projects would have been eligible under TAP, but they usually would have gotten drowned out by other higher priority safety projects. So it's great to see a new designated source of funds for healthy streets. And then safe streets for all users, $5 billion over 5 years. That's a significant amount of money. Support local initiatives to prevent death and serious injury on roads and streets, commonly referred to as Vision Zero or Towards Zero Deaths initiatives. It's important to note that the city of Kingston is currently involved in a pedestrian bicycle master plan. The projects identified in the planning initiative of that scale will definitely put it in a good position to compete for these types of funds. I don't really have the context on these points.
Well, I think the main thing is that there's a match required for a lot of these funds, and that's why the mention of the 2% property tax is there. Labor, we already know with respect to the ability to carry this out. And then we're already in the process right now of dealing with issues that are in terms of the availability of materials. We're seeing that in our own projects right now. So those are the three that I'm certainly familiar with. Any questions for Brian? You want to take that screen sharing down, Dave, if you could? Thank you.
Or comment or discussion at this point. I also want to note that while I neglected to put it on other old business, you should have noted in the meeting invitation, there is currently a call for planning project proposals through our Unified Planning Work Program. I would stress the importance of having a planning document that has been conducted by the MPO with consultant assistance and community input. If you have a planning document like that in place, your municipality is going to be in a much stronger position to apply for these competitive funds than it otherwise would be without it. So if you are interested in these types of projects and funding sources, if they are drawing your attention and interest, I would strongly consider thinking about how it can fit within the context of a potential future planning study and how that planning study might begin to weed out potential costs and schedules and for potential projects in your community.
So there is out there right now a call for planning projects. The county, the MPO is going through its annual update or not update, but its annual building of its Unified Planning Work Program. So if anyone has projects that they want the MPO to consider, now is the time to begin that ask. And one of the things that we don't know is we don't know whether this, we don't have a sense yet as to what the impact of this Jobs Act will do with respect to the availability of planning funds. We suspect there'll be more, but we just don't know how much more will be there because of the increase in funding. So just be aware of that. The other thing I would say is there's also UCTC is also looking at a TIP update that needs to be done. And while we don't have the allocation of funds and we do have a lot of legacy projects. The idea of having local governments and in the county to start to think about those things that are coming into the new programs, particularly the resiliency program or the protect program or the smart program. Those things I think would be very important for you to begin to think about in terms of whether or not there's a project out there. And even if we don't have the money, the idea of submitting illustrative projects to the to the Transportation Council is something that should be on our minds, so that when and if there is a discussion about these projects, we can make the case as to why the local governments and or county government should be, that the project should be funded.
Just a few notes on the tip update process. We being MPO statewide, are still awaiting guidance from the New York State DOT. I see Amy and Sandra are on the call. Do you have any further insight regarding when that guidance might be released?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Thank you. So obviously, the guidance from New York State DOT is going to be critical for us to kick off the process of updating the tip. In years past, when we do the tip update, we will request members to participate through a tip update subcommittee. We will have several special meetings with that subcommittee to review our target dollar amounts that we have, the money to spend, and then compare that to the projects that are currently on the tip, which are always receive the highest priority. If there is any funding left over, we then consider how those funds can be used for future projects. And if we can assume that there will be additional funds, as Dennis indicated, then we can do what is called a call for new projects. And so we are presently considering updating the selection criteria if we are to conduct a call for new projects. Whether we do or not is really at the discretion of the Uctc and of the subcommittee if and when it's formed. So I think probably we should, at our December meeting, begin to ask for volunteers to step forward to sit on that committee. I would hope that
So we'll ask now, and then in December, if we don't have volunteers, then we'll be more concerned. But we'll ask now if anybody wants to volunteer to be on a tip update. Why don't you just reach out to Brian and let us know that you're willing to volunteer to do that. I appreciate it.
Any municipality that presently has a project on the tip, I would strongly recommend that you participate in the tip update committee.
Thank you. Thanks, Brian. And thanks for that update. And my thanks to Ron Epstein for providing that back through the highway superintendents where this presentation was given this morning. And with that, we'll move on to
Dennis, it's Mike Baden. I apologize. I just had a
Mike.
comment back on the presentation itself. So I think because this is going to be really groundbreaking territory for a lot of things, and I know there's not a lot known about what it actually means yet, and it's a little premature, but I think our group, and in particular the council, is really going to need to sort of handhold town boards and highway superintendents through this process, because I think, it's one of those, you don't know what you need until you really start thinking about it. And some of this process and some of these projects, we're going to need to really get them to think out of the box, because I don't anticipate we're ever going to see this type of funding again. So just want to make that recommendation that maybe we schedule some special presentations or meetings or whatever the case may be for the town boards and the highway superintendents to really give them ideas of how this money can be used.
I appreciate that, Mike, and thank you so much. And we'll take a look at that as more guidance becomes available. My sense is that the one thing about I hate to say this, but it's I would call it the transportation family. There's been a really great sense of communication all along, and I always think that anytime some of these new funding comes out, that the best the folks that best handle it best are the transportation community. There's really good structure for decision making, and there's really good structure for planning. And there's always some good guidance that comes out from NISDOT with respect to this. And then our federal officials participate as well. So the planning and infrastructure groups in transportation always seem better prepared to how to deal with these kinds of things than say the water and sewer folks. I'll just leave it at that. And I've seen that repeatedly on jobs bills or other kinds of one-time funding that comes out from the feds. I would caution us that I think that there's so much need that it sounds like a lot of money, but we have to be judicious in terms of how it's used. And there's a great deal of need on the state systems that we need to be aware of. I'll just leave it at that. But thanks for that. And we'll. So I'm gathering you're willing to volunteer, Mike.
Yeah, I was just gonna say to Brian, I'll volunteer.
There you go.
One more committee.
There you go.
It's Vernon. I wanted to echo Mike's feelings, and I've taken notes on this, and I'll do a memo for my principals. But obviously over time, we're going to need a lot more education on this stuff, and any way that can happen would be useful.
Thanks, Vernon. Yeah, and we understand that.
In the localities.
For guidance. Yeah. Anyone else? All right, let's move on to the last item on the agenda, which was federal fiscal year 2021 TIP performance and obligations. I know this sounds, Dave, if you could just take that down. Yeah, thank you. I know this sounds like a sort of a boring topic, but it's a very important one. And I'll just leave it at that. We need to make sure that our TIP performance is, as a region and as an MPO, that we're delivering projects on time and hopefully on budget. And we need to make sure that that's the case. And we're going to have to, as a transportation council, begin to monitor local project sponsors a little bit more carefully than we have in the past, to make sure where you are and to make sure that if you're not going to be able to deliver a project on time, that we make the necessary TIP amendments so that we can make sure that the obligation reports and the work that gets done does not hurt the region and or this MPO in terms of the availability of funds. So Brian, do you have anything to add to that, or?
No, not at this time.
Any questions from the council? Anything that the council wants to add under other old business?
Before we move on to adjournment, I do want to note that we have a change in schedule for our December meeting. We will not be meeting on the fourth Tuesday of the month, which would put us into the winter break between Christmas and New Year's. So we've rescheduled our December meeting to Wednesday, December 15th. We'll provide notice in advance, 10 days, like we always do. And that will give us just enough time to do the public notice for our TIP amendment and receive comment prior to the meeting on the 15th. So please make note of that. And again, we'll send out the usual agenda packet 10 days prior to that with notice.
Anything else? Any other comments, questions, solicitations, felicitations from the council members? Hearing none, thank you all for this morning and have a very, very great and hopeful Thanksgiving. We really appreciate your participation.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Be
Happy
safe.
Thanksgiving,
Stay
everybody.
healthy.
Thank you.